Welcome to Saving Us, where we discuss relationships in marriage, family, and beyond. Relationships are hard work and should be a priority. These discussions are here to help you navigate the waters of insecurity and frustration and hopefully guide you to a place of peaceful fulfillment in your own relationships. Welcome to this episode of Saving Us. In this episode, we're talking about blended families, and this is part 2. Are they soups or salads?
Actually, part 3.
This is part 3. How so?
Because we did one, just you and I, about how does it affect the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And we did one with the older girls.
Yeah.
How does it affect the older girls?
Mm-hmm.
Then this third one that Renee loves. 3.
I stand corrected. This is part 3. All right. So today we're talking with the second set. We are not unlike many of you all listening out there who have sets of children. We have 2 sets as well. And so we're talking with the second set of children, which are Pastor and my biological children. We're going to get their perspective on being a part of a blended family. And I'll say, if you like what you've seen so far, please remember to like our podcast and subscribe, because when you do that, we get what? A higher rating?
No, YouTube shares it.
YouTube shares it. See? It makes it go around the world faster.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we want, to go around the world, because we're going on. Okay. Now, so with these 3, I have a couple of questions that some of you might be interested in. So question 1, when did you realize that your family was a blended family? And how did that make you feel? Who wants to answer first? When did you realize that your blended family was a blended family?
When did I realize?
Really loud.
I don't know. I really don't know. There was no moment where I was like, oh, we're a band. I guess farther when I was older.
Mm-hmm. Older, like 12, 10?
Yeah.
Around in there?
Probably. Because I didn't even know what a blended family was.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What that meant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same for me. I didn't realize it until someone told me what it was. Like, someone else who had half-siblings was like, so they're your half-siblings. And I didn't know what that was. So then I was like, oh, so we're together, but not fully, I guess. I still didn't know what a blended family was, but that's when I knew it was not traditional or normal or whatever, I guess. But it wasn't weird because that person also had a blended family, so.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I knew they were different when they left and didn't live with us full time. I was like, me and Renee are here, but Sonequa and Shayla aren't here. So they're different in some type of way. They're not immediate family, at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And how did it make you feel after you realized you were in a blended family and you understood what that meant?
I was like, well, I think that's dumb and they should change to be our immediate family because they should be here full time like the rest of them. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you girls?
I didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't think about it too much.
No.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. All right. How has being a part of a blended family affected your outlook or your thoughts about being in your own relationship and getting married or not, or having a blended family or not having a blended family of your own?
I think definitely, if I wasn't in a blended family, I think I would. I don't know how I would think about it differently. I probably wouldn't be as open to it. I'm definitely more open to it now because I have a blended family.
Yeah.
So do you think, in your mind, you would have just said, no, I'm not doing that if somebody already had kids?
I'm not saying I would have thought no for sure, but I'm definitely more open.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it. How about you, Nia?
I think that, if you have more exposure to something, then you're more understanding of it. So I don't really feel like there's a lot of negativity around the idea of a blended family because I'm in one. But, I think it's just because like I already know what it's like to be in one, that it's not like a scary concept or anything, so I don't really mind having a blended family in the future.
Cool.
Yeah, we definitely could have had a negative experience with being in a blended family, and then like that could have changed our outlooks on like, well, maybe I don't want to do it because like it's bad for me right now. But since it's so good for us and such a beautiful thing that we have Saniqua and Shayla, and they're just like mainly positive impacts in my life, then like yeah, I'm just more like blended families are cool. Like I have no problem with it, you know.
Praise the Lord. All right.
Let me ask this question. What negative experience can you remember, if any, from being in a blended family? What do you think, Renee? You remember anything that's a negative experience other than normal sibling stuff? I'm not talking about fighting with your
Right.
siblings, but
Like when your sister said, "Don't touch that, don't touch that," and you said, "Okay."
Oh yeah, I burned my
Yeah.
wrist.
I'm
On
her curling
purpose.
I
iron.
don't remember that.
You were home.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good day.
No.
It's been all positive. I've loved having half sisters. All
Okay.
like, there's no experience I have that was bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes you feel like lucky that you have them, like just the way that our blended family is. It's like, dang, it's pretty sweet that I have half sisters, and it's like could have been just us, you know, but we have Sneakle and Shay. But I mean, it's definitely negative that like they left. Like, but I just remember being a kid and like living with them, and them just not living with us anymore, and I just hated that, you know. I was like, they should definitely just stay here.
Mm.
For me, I think it's not necessarily if there was ever like really bad negative experiences. I think it's been like mostly positive and pretty good. But there's just a lot of confusion that comes a lot of this along with situations like this if you don't explain it very well. And so there's always kind of been like, well, it's not terrible, but I guess that means it's good. So that's kind of my like outlook growing up that I had. And then now I'm just like more mature, so I kind of understand it better. So it's not really that negative. It's just that some things are very hard to understand until you get older.
Mm-hmm. So that leads into the next question perfectly. What could we have done better about not preparing, but about talking about being in a blended family and just being, I guess, more open about it, or maybe asking you if you had questions or talking about your feelings. How do you think we did as parents talking about those issues, and what could we have done better?
Mhm.
I think that we don't really like talk in depth about a lot of stuff the first time we have conversations about things that are like more serious topics, I guess, just because you guys are both very much like, well, this is just how it is kind of people. Like, what else do you want me to say? Like, you know, very neutral kind of emotions on something unless you're passionate. So that's kind of like most of what my memories are about talking about stuff like this. It's kind of just like, well, they're just your sisters, and that's just how it is. It's just, you know, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just they're your sisters. And I think that could have been something that was, I don't know, I guess talk more in depth about or explain more, or I don't know, I'm not a parent.
Yeah. What do you think, Michael?
You know, going off what Nia said, sometimes I feel like it's mom's first instinct to like keep stuff from you and like not tell you like everything just in case something might hurt you if she gives you too much information. And I don't know, because like, didn't you say that you used to have a lot of family drama in the past? Like your side of the family just has like a lot of like drama.
Yes.
They still do.
Yeah, so I feel like that. I feel like it could possibly like stem from that. Like maybe if you like say too much about a situation and stuff gets spread like the wrong ways and too easily and stuff like that. And I feel like mom having a history of that can definitely guard her from like giving us information about situations that aren't normal, like having a blended family. You know, might not like try to explain it in depth or involve like feelings into it and stuff. But like, yeah. So going off what Nia said, could have been like more in depth the first time, I guess. But it was fine though.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's all you gotta say?
I mean, yeah, I think.
Okay. Okay. Those are all the questions I had. You guys want to add anything else?
I think going off what we just said for the last question, that so saying how it wasn't really like in depth, I think part of it too is like trying to figure out what the right age is for understanding harder situations, and not shying away from just like knowing that, you know, in cases of not like extenuating circumstances with a child, if they're relatively, you know, on the path that they should be mentally and physically and everything, they can probably understand what you're saying if you're saying it in an age appropriate way, and not just thinking that, oh, they don't get it, so we'll just learn it when they're older, because then, you know, they can get different ideas than what you might want for them from like other people or outside, like, you know, systems than your family system. So I don't know, I think that's part of what I would add to my last answer.
To go ahead and try to explain it in an age appropriate way to your children.
Yeah, I think that's like a method of making it more in depth than just saying like put it more in depth. I think that's like a way you can do it, is just explaining it as like factual, but also in an age appropriate way, and not shying away from it because you're like, well, you're just like, you're 7, you don't understand.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, because like they might not, you know, get the full situation of all the complications and stuff like that because you're just a little kid. But like, you know, if you try to make it more detailed, but also in a young way that they can understand, I guess kind of how like kids shows explain stuff that go on in the world, you know.
True.
Like
Yeah.
Conjunction Junction. That's where we should have done it.
Right.
A song?
Like explaining complicated things in like a kid-like way. Exactly.
Your sisters ain't really your full sister.
I don't think we need a song for it. I think you can just like talk about it.
They're 2 musicians. A song would have been perfect for us. We could have definitely made one of those.
As long as Mom was the lyricist, because Dad just is a cheesy lyricist, you know what I mean?
Right. A bunch of
Gotta be honest
but-
on the podcast.
a bunch of cheese, and he's allergic to cheese, and he would make
Exactly.
cheesy lyrics.
Whatever failed. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys. And thank you for watching this episode of Saving Us. Remember, if you heard what you like, subscribe and like us on the YouTube so we can go around the world, because that's where we're going. Yes, sir.
You said if you heard what you liked.
If you like what you heard, and if you heard what you liked, vote. Do it.
Do it.
You know what to do. You've been watching YouTube long enough.
Know what to do, man. Yeah.
What to do. And shout out to our sisters, Taniqua and Shayla. We love you.
What's up?
All the Carters. Carter for life.
Oh, sweet. See?
Guys,
Guys, this is not a game.
Carter for life.
Art for life.
Come on, Dia. Come on, Dia.
D-Money.
Join the
Life.
It's our psychologist.
Oh my God. The
Social
rebel.
worker.
That's the rebel.
That's the over there.
This one. You won't join us.
Rebel.
All right.